morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rifanissa Pratiwi. I am from Biology Education 2017, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, State University of Surabaya. Here, I will show you about how to teach students using cooperative learning models with type STAD, or Student Teams Achievement Divisions. Usually, we call it microteaching. Let's enjoy the video and begin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope all of you are in good condition. Is there anyone who absent today? No one? Wow, you are so excited to study today. Before we start the lesson, let's pray together. Please follow after me. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficial. Oh my God, we alone we worship, we alone we ask for help. For us who strive up, who understand everything that we are learning today. Amen. Today we will learn about fungus. Do you know what is fungus? No? Make it simple. Have you ever eaten tempe? How about tapai? Or maybe bread? To making you more understand about the fungus, I will show you a video about fungus. Please watch this carefully. After we watch this video, we can conclude that almost all of us get the benefit from the fungus, such as we can make the fermentation product from fungus in food, and then medicine, and then cosmetics, etc. And also, we can utilize the fungus as detritivores in the earth. Now, let's start with the first slide. Do you know what is this? And how about this? Anybody knows? Yeah, you're right. From this picture, we can see the fungus. That there are so many kinds of fungus, from microscopic until macroscopic form. Based on this picture, can you guess what the characteristic of fungus? Can you guess it? Anybody knows? No? Okay, I will explain to you what is fungus. But before we go to the next slide, I will tell you the aim of the lesson. First, students can identify the general characteristic of fungus at least 3 after reading a book. Second, students can explain the division's classification of fungus based on diagnostic characteristics, ways of reproduction, and link their roles in life correctly and completely after reading a book. Third, in a group, students can compare between divisions in fungus based on diagnostic characteristics, ways of reproduction, and their roles correctly. Fourth, students can present the data based on discussion results correctly. Now, we will learn about the characteristic of fungus. There are a lot of characteristics of fungus. First, the thallus. The thallus are composed of eukaryotic cells. Second, fungus doesn't have photosynthetic pigments, such as chlorophyll. Third, multicellular. But some of fungus are unicellular. Fourth, the differentiated organs has not yet clearly. Fifth, fungus taking nutrients by absorption. Sixth, the reproduction are sexual and asexual. Seventh, the somatic structure of fungus is composed of hyphae, threads that form woven threads called mycelium. In the generative life cycle phase, in several classes of fungus, mycelium can form such compact webbing that display a form called a fruit body. And last, the hyphae are insulated or septate, and also the hyphae are not insulated or aseptate or cyanocytic. Classification of fungus based on the body structure and reproduction. We can divide it into 4. First, zygomycota. Second, ascomycota. Third, basidiomycota. And fourth, deuteromycota. This slide shows the structure of fungus. A picture, septate hyphae. B picture, cyanocytic hyphae, because there doesn't septum. And the C picture shows the haustoria. And this slide shows the sporinium and conidiospore. Now, let's go to the next slide. The first division is zygomycota. The characteristics are the hyphae are not insulated or aseptate or cyanocytic. And the sexual spore is zygospore, and the asexual spore is sporangiospore. We can learn the example. The example of zygomycota. The first is Rhizopus tolonifer. This is a fungus that usually grows on stale bread. Second, Rhizopus oligosporus and Rhizopus oryzae. They are the fungus that help to make tempeh. Third, Rhizopus nigricans is able to produce fumaric acid and is commonly grown on tomato. Now let's go to the second divisions. This is Ascomycota. The characteristics are the hyphae are insulated or septate. Sexual spore is ascospore. Each ascus consists of 8 spores. And the last accessual spore is conidiospore. The example of Ascomycota. There are Saccharomyces cerevisiae that used for making bread, like this. And then Saccharomyces ellipsoideus for manufacturing wine from grapes. And the third, Neurospora crassa for making oncom. Fourth and fifth, Morsella esculenta and Sarcoscypha cochea. The body can be eaten. The Penicillium notatum and Penicillium camemberti can producing antibiotics and increasing the quality of cheese. And last, Colletotrichum cocodes, attacking roots, stems, stolons, and potato tubers. Now, let's go to the third divisions. Basidiomycota. The characteristics are the hyphae are insulated or septate, has doliprous septum, like this picture. And then the sexual spore is Basidiospore. Asexual spore is Conidiospore. The example of Basidiomycota. There are Pleurotus floridelphor that can be eaten. Platanus edidus can be eaten. Auricularia auricula can be eaten. Ganoderma for medicine. Usually we call it Jamur lindsay. Puccinia graminis, parasite on the agricultural plant. Puccinia archidis, parasite on the peanut. Stylagomaedes, parasite on the corn. And the last division is Deuteromycota. The characteristics are the hyphae are inflated or septate. The sexual spore is unknown and asexual spore is Conidiospore. Here are the example of Deuteromycota. Trichophyton sp, causing ringworm in skin, and Epidermophyton phlocoxum, causing athlete's foot. I will show you a video to make it easier to learn about the fungus. Here the video.
Walking through New England's forests, we see evidence of fungi everywhere. Mushrooms of all types erupt from the forest floor or form shelf-like growths on the bark of trees. Forest fungi can also take on an extraordinary variety of less familiar forms. Much fungal growth may not be seen, either because it is microscopic or because it is out of sight, inside wood or leaf litter, even in the ground beneath our feet. Fungi are not plants. They do not photosynthesize, but must find food like animals do. Fungi belong to a kingdom of life all their own, distinct from animals, plants, and bacteria. More than 70,000 species have been described, but there are estimated to be more than 1.5 million on Earth. All large fungi, called macrofungi, are composed of distinctive branching tissues called hyphae, and their cell walls contain chitin, not the cellulose found in plants. Mushrooms are the fruiting bodies of many macrofungi. Within their gills are millions of tiny reproductive cells, or spores, that are easily dispersed by the wind. When spores find suitable habitat, they germinate and slender hyphae emerge. Absorbing nutrients and moisture directly from their surroundings, the hyphae grow into a larger colony, called a mycelium. Huge networks of mycelia permeate soil, leaf litter, and decaying wood. Mushrooms and other macrofungi make up only part of the fungal community of the forest. A diversity of microfungi, including molds, rusts, and yeasts, thrive on or within every substrate in the forest. Like larger fungi, they have chitinous cell walls, and most have structures formed from hyphae. A few, like yeasts, live as single cells.
Wow, so interesting, right? From the video, we can learn more about the fungus. And now, I will give you the student worksheet that should be discussed with your friend. Please make a group consists of 4 members, and I will give you 20 minutes to discuss this with your friend. And don't forget to send your answer to me by email. After the discussion, you will get the quiz. This quiz will be help you to know how far you can understand about the fungus. Let's start the discussion section. Save your discussion result, and now we're going to do the quiz. Are you ready for the quiz? Let's start the quiz. First, after harvesting rice, farmers usually save their straw in the middle of rice fields that are filled up. The straw will naturally ferment. Half a month later, there's a fungus with a dark brown veil, which turns into light brown, has a slightly rounded shape, has stipules and vulva, and also can be eaten. Here the question: please identify the fungus, including the name of species and the type of classes or division. And then give the reason why you mention the name of species and the type of classes or division. And last, how is the reproductive cycle of the fungus? The second, give examples of useful and harmful Basidiomycota accompanied with the reason why the fungus is beneficial or detrimental. Contains what the compounds are beneficial or detrimental. Please each given 3 examples. Take your time, and I will give you 20 minutes. time is up, and now we are going to discuss the answer of the questions. We will start from the first questions. What is the fungus? Is it the fungus that can grow on the fermented straw media is the type of merang mushroom or Valvariella fulvaceae, which is included in the Basidiomycota division. And the second, why? Because the mushrooms can get food in the form of cellulose, glucose, lignin, protein, and starch compounds. These materials are obtained from straw, which is the main medium commonly used in mushrooms cultivation. The absorption of mushroom nutrition will be influenced by environmental conditions and growth requirements needed for growth. This fungus can also be consumed by the community. The morphological features that indicate the mushroom, including Basidiomycota division, is it has a rather rounded shaped hood, stipa or fruit body is clear, vulva, and there is basidium that forms sterigmata under the hood. And the last for the first questions, the reproduction. The reproduction cycle of merang mushroom, including the Basidiomycota division, are sexual by somatogamy and spermatization, then make plasmogamy to produce secondary mycelium, and also asexual by germination, mycelium fragmentation, and conidia. Now let's go to the second question about the examples of useful or harmful Basidiomycota fungus. The examples of useful Basidiomycota fungus are as follows: oyster mushroom or Pleurotus ostreatus. This fungus can be consumed because it has a high enough vitamin content that makes oyster mushrooms as a food source. The vitamins obtained include vitamins B, C, D, B1, B2, and provitamin D2. Second, enoki mushroom or Formulina veluteus. This fungus can be consumed because it has a high potassium and sodium content. Besides that, enoki mushrooms are also rich in minerals such as calcium, manganese, copper, zinc, phosphorus, magnesium, and iron. The third is ear mushroom or Auricularia auricula. This fungus can be used as a food source because it has a high fiber, protein, fat, and carbohydrate content. And the examples of harmful Basidiomycota fungus are as follows. First, Conocyte pilaris. This fungus is harmful because it contains mycotoxins which can cause severe liver damage and can even cause death. Second, Lepiota brunneon incarnata. This fungus has a fruit body that contains alpha-amanitin toxins that cause digestive disorders and liver if consumed. The third, Amanita muscaria. This fungus is categorized as a poisonous mushroom because it contains ibotenic acid and muscimol, which are hallucinogenic and physioactive, so that it can disrupt the nervous system and heart rate. Now, give a score to your answer. 25 points if you can answer correctly, and 5 points if you get the wrong answer. But if the answer close to the keyword, such as mention 2 or 3 keywords, just give 10 points. Are you understand? If yes, do it now. And don't forget to send your score to me by email. I have received your score and almost all of you get 80, but only one who get the high score. The high score is Nisa, who get 19. Give applause everyone. Nisa, you are doing a good job. I'm happy for you. And from the other, don't give up. Please keep learning and you will get the best score. Keep fighting. From this lesson, we can conclude that fungus are eukaryotic cells that reproduction by sexual and asexual. The characteristic of fungus is hyphae. Based on the body structure and then the reproduction, the fungus can be divided into 4 divisions. First is Zygomycota, second is Ascomycota, third is Basidiomycota, and the last is Deuteromycota. For all these divisions, they have their own roles in the life. Any questions until this session? No? If there is no questions, I will close this meeting by saying Hamdallah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Stay safe everyone, keep healthy, and we will meet in the next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think that's all about my video. I hope you like it and thanks for watching. Bye bye.